All right, thank you to my proctors who are coming this Saturday to help out with the SAT. Here's a quick recording going over some important information. So each room, it needs to have a clock. The proctor will write information on the board that I will share with you later. Students are not allowed to bring in additional materials. Desks will be 3 feet apart. They must be facing the front of the room. No one can be facing sideways or backwards. And you have to assign each student randomly. They can't be seated alphabetically, and they can't select their own seats. So here are the room assignments. So Elise is going to be with the extended time. Leilani will have the extra break student. And our standard time is listed down below. Bethany, you're in room 103. Catherine, 105. Wes, you're taking 107. And Georgina, you're going to be in 109. So ideally, I'd like you guys to arrive by 7, between 7 and 7:15. And then I'll, make sure everyone's set up on Test Day Toolkit. I'll give you a paper with the information you need to write on the board. Our testing will start at 8 a.m. where we're just going over filling in the bubble where they're writing in their name and information and things like that. By 8:30, we're going to want to start testing where they're actually opening up their test booklets, taking that test. Regular time will be done around 11:45. Extended time should be done around 1:30. And you'll just give all of the materials back to me at the end of the day. So here's how the test is broken down. 30 minutes is just going to be bubbling information about the student. The reading test is going to come next. They'll have a 10-minute break. Then they're going to move on to writing and language, math without a calculator. 5-minute break. They're going to have math with a calculator. And then it should take about 5 minutes for that dismissal. All right, so this next slide here is going to be the information that you'll write on the board. And when you all come in the morning, I'm going to give you a piece of paper that has all this written down so you can just copy it on the board. You'll put the test date, our test center code, our address. One important thing is students cannot use a mechanical pencil or a pen. They'll have to use a number 2 pencil. So I'll have enough for every single room for extra pencils if students need, but most likely they'll probably bring their own. Also, you'll have to write on the board the section start time and stop time and when they have a break. So you would just write that on the board, and then same thing would happen for section 2, 3, and 4, and you'll want to write down how long that next break is. It is possible we'll have some students coming in late. So say they're, coming in late in the morning, we can admit them up until testing starts. So once those students open those test booklets, they cannot enter. But if the kids are still filling out their names and bubbling in their, location, address information, we could still admit them then. All right, so for our proctors, you'll get a test booklet that has a serial number on the back of it. So each one is numbered. You'll have to keep track of that, and I'll have it written down on the sheet that I give you, which is the test room material report. So you'll get a test booklet, answer sheets, the manual I'm going to have highlighted for all of you. So when you go to open the manual, you'll just read the highlighted section to the students. You do have to read it word for word and don't skip anything. You'll go on Test Day Toolkit, and that's where you're going to enter the seating chart. You're going to write in those serial numbers. Test Day Toolkit, it's basically the online version for the proctor. You're going to hit the Start Test button. Once you've started testing, you're going to go in there, you're going to add the doors, you're going to add the walls in there, and it is pretty user-friendly, so it'll walk you through it. You're going to fill out the seating chart on there, you're going to put the serial booklet numbers, and you'll end testing. So breaks. Students aren't allowed to walk around the building. They can only go where the hall monitors are. They must be monitored at all times. You'll have to collect the answer sheets and test booklets before they are dismissed from the room. And the room can't be left unattended, and the booklets can't be left unattended. If you need to use the bathroom at all, you can shoot me an email, you can text me, and I'll come and swap with you. We have a lot of students that are coming from outside of OLMA, so you'll want to check their IDs just to make sure it's the correct person that's returning. Our females are going to be in the faculty room right next to Mrs. Coyle's office on that first level floor. And then the male restroom is going to be located upstairs, so you have to send them up that way right next to Karina and Leanne's office. So as far as phones go, once a student enters your room, you're going to collect their phone. You're going to make sure that it's completely powered off. They're going to put it in a Ziploc baggie with a sticky note that has their name on it. And they're not allowed to have their phones until the end of testing, after all materials are collected and the whole class is dismissed to leave. They are not allowed to use their phones on breaks for any reason. For calculators, students aren't allowed to share, so they have to bring their own calculator. They can have a backup, but they have to put it under the desk, and they have to ask for permission if they need to use it. If anyone brings in a calculator with a cord, you're not allowed to allow them to use it. They can only use a battery-operated calculator. So some irregularities that you might encounter: students could work on the wrong section, they could be bubbling their answer sheets in the wrong spot, they could be sick and like throw up all over their test, their calculator could misfunction, they could be misbehaving, they could be using their phone or trying to cheat during the test. So all of that is going to be listed under College Board's irregularity and test day toolkit. So if anything like that happens, you can certainly text me, email me. I can come and help you in the room. And pretty much on your end in test day toolkit, you would just hit the button that says irregularity and hit one of these that happen, and it would tell you exactly what to do. So if anything like that does happen, hopefully not, but it would be listed in there what the next procedures are, whether it's to dismiss that person from the room or to continue testing is normal.